Welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Dan Lalonde, and I'm here to present with you Bridging the Gap, a comprehensive look into the achievement gap between white and minority students at the secondary level. Here's our presentation's agenda for today. You'll see that we have goals for today. We have the achievement gap, what it is and how it affects our students. A little survey, which you'll be using your phones for, that I'll be talking about in a little bit. Reviewing some interviews of two principals, of one at a predominantly Hispanic school and one at a predominantly black school, and they're just kind of like the review of it. Some changes that we can make at Freedom Middle School through using positive interactions and increased parental involvement. And then we have a quick little conclusion, and then our references at the end as well. You're going to notice too a lot that I'm going to be using these two symbols because one, though on top, it shows people that are working together to make the bridge a little bit smaller. And I really do believe that this is a very good symbol for what the achievement gap is and how we can change it more positively for our minority students. And then you'll see that one image down below where we have student jumping from one bridge to the other. So they're almost taking that leap of faith that we created that gap was a little bit smaller so that they're able to leap over that onto the other side. So it's almost like a two-way street there. So we're going to move on ahead to the goals for today's presentation. One of the goals is to shed a little light on the achievement gap between white and minority students at the secondary level. I'm going to address how we as administrators, teachers, and supporting staff can foster an environment where that gap can be narrowed and provide some strategies that have been proven to assist minority students in their achievement. So what the achievement gap is. According to Amanda Lewis in the YouTube video by the David Pakman Show, the achievement gap is the disparity of academic performance between white and minority students. Some factors that influence the achievement gap are SES, or socioeconomic status, parental involvement, extracurricular opportunities, the neighborhood, nutrition, early childhood care, lower teacher expectations, and etc. The achievement gap is responsible for the lack of economical mobility in today's society. I thought that was a really powerful quote, saying that that gap is a major contributor to why we see our minority population not have the ability to move upward in our economy. So right now we're going to do a little poll everywhere session. So if you'd like to just pull out your phone and type 37607 into the address bar and then type in Daniel Lalonde 335. Once you add that, you'll get the activation and say you're good to go. And here's the question for you in one word or short phrase. Why is there an achievement gap between white and minority students? At this time, we would allow the answers to pop up and we would then discuss those answers very quickly. So some summaries of the interviews that I conducted with the two principals at either Priority Hispanic School or primarily black school. Derek Edwards, he gave me a few really great quotes. He said, positive interactions with all students are important, but for me, minority students need to see the excitement and know that I am happy that they are there and believe that they can achieve. So even as an administrator, he's there being positive with his students. Dr. Edwards also stated that ELL parents have to have a dedicated, supportive team to help communicate with those families. Overall, the attendance is strong, but a few of our Hispanic students do struggle with attendance, so offering online options to get assignments done are great alternatives. And then he mentioned about how families love to come see the school, and allowing those opportunities are really great for those parents and siblings to get in and increase their involvement in the school. And then Tamara Davis is a teacher that I met through my student teaching, and she gave me a few good quotes the other day on her school, which is a predominantly African-American school, as she is an African-American principal and a female as well, so seeing that as a great positive role model for her students, seeing that person in a position of power. I believe that the achievement gap breaks down to two things, opportunity and motivation, so she believes that giving the students as much opportunity and finding ways to motivate them the best have been two awesome ways to increase their achievement. And parents do value schools, but are often too busy to attend events or volunteers, was one issue that she brought up. And she believes that the goal of a teacher should be to develop positive relationship with students and keep those high standards even when those students begin to struggle. So, positive interactions. So a couple things that administration can do is set up cultural assemblies to embrace minorities' culture, employ a staff that meets the needs of minority students, and be a role model for your students. Be visible and smile. Then for teachers, keep high expectations and refrain from assuming based on race, ethnicity, gender, SES, and etc. Understand the teaching style of your students are going to most positively respond to it, so get to know your students and know which way is going to work best for them. Allow students an opportunity to express themselves in knowing that it may be different than other students, especially than the white students, so it might be kind of breaking the norm of their expression, but you have to know that, hey, those expressions are all positive things for them. And I really like this picture up here where it's possible and unable, how it's crossed out here. It shows almost like a paradigm shift in that person of how they originally thought about it and now how they think about it now. I thought that was a really positive one. Parental involvement. So in some ways for communication, make sure you address any language barriers. Find the best ways to have two-way communications, so making sure that you can talk to the parents or guardians and have them communicate back towards you. And be positive and polite and respect that their viewpoint may be different than yours. And then with engagement, offer time outside of school hours and where siblings can walk through the school and really try to be a part of that community. And to be a part of those PTA meetings and invite parents that are minorities to come to them and have a say in those things. And I like this picture here where it shows in the beginning, you have a lot of people that are just like dispersed, and once they start getting engaged, they start becoming together and they really start pointing in the right direction. So in conclusion, the achievement gap between white and minority students has many factors, but through the administration, teachers, and supporting staff, we can narrow that gap for our students. Through the positive interactions and increased parental involvement, we will see minority students at Freedom Middle School improve their performance and ultimately their achievement. And then I like this quote at the end, a leader is someone who helps improve the lives of other people or improve the system in which they live under. And I think that's a really great one for whether you're administration, teaching, or supportive staff to remember how to help out our minority students and really bridge the gap between the achievement gap. Hopefully you've taken a little bit from the short presentation. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, obviously you can let me know, and have a great day.